Hey guys, welcome to PCube, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today is finally the day that we are going to listen to the original version of Here Comes the Sun. We are going to listen to the Beatles version, which is the original. And I'm very excited because I didn't hear the original one for such a long time. And after yesterday's version, I'm very curious to see how my brain would choose or how my brain would react to the original one, that now that I will listen to that once again.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I am so excited as well. If you guys haven't watched the first two episodes, this is part of our 40,000 special videos that we are putting up. Make sure you go ahead and watch the first two. We reacted to two other versions of the same song. We also started a poll starting on 40,000, so you guys can go ahead and vote on some of the songs that we're going to react to in a month. So our first poll is up, link in the description. Go ahead and vote, and I think we're gonna close counting tonight because at that point it would have been up for 3 days. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you go ahead and do so. But right now, let's go ahead and shift our focus to the Beatles. Here we go.
Here comes the sun, here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun.
I think this is the place we pause for like all the other two versions. So let's just pause it here and just talk about it, and then we're gonna listen to the rest of it.
Well, wow. I think I kind of know my decision.
Oh, really? Okay.
Even now. But aside from the singing part, the music is just as always, every 2 seconds had so much feeling and so much details into it. From the musical sides to the composing side. For example, in the beginning, it was a very big highlight for me that the guitar that was playing, aside from every little musical performing things that he was using, but there was like a couple notes. I think it was completely in the beginning, like the second time that the guitar came or something. It was like 2-3 seconds, but and just this very short phrase that the guitar had, but the amount of the planning and calculating that the performance puts into the perform playing it, it was so satisfying for my especially classical music brain, because for us as a performer, the more plans and programs that you have, the better that the music sounds like, and the more creative that you are, or the better musical performance that you have. You know, composing something or like arranging something is one side from this from a band or a song, but also performing it is a different thing, because you may have the same notes, but two performers can completely change the whole song. Yeah, for example, this part that I said about the guitar, it was like even in these 3 4 notes, it had a start, a climax, and a high part of the phrase, and then a part that it was completely like finished. When you have a couple notes, you can just play it, and if it's well composed, it sounds good. But the difference between the brilliant and like wow, mind-blowing performer or an artist or a musician shows when you use this kind of details. You have this kind of details in what you're playing.
Yeah, I was looking at the chords. We can like look at them also at the end of the song, but it's just like so simple. Just a bunch of major chords, not more than I think like 4 chords. That's the extent of it. We have D major, G major, A7, and E7. That's the whole song. But then just like it just shows that you can be super creative with like the limited harmony that you have. You don't have to necessarily have a lot of complex harmonies. This is something that really I changed my perspective on since starting this channel. I always thought that if you want something to really sound good and like very challenging or enjoyable to listen to, you have to have like a really complex harmony. But since starting like this channel, listening to all these music, I completely like I was wrong basically. That's why I admitted to myself that that doesn't really matter. You can have the most beautiful and also like layered sounds and layer like creative layers, but also like with just simple harmony. This song, for example, just shows that it just all goes back to the arrangement, creativity, and instrumentation, and how you arrange things back to back. So here we go.
Wow. Wow. The bass line the whole time, I cannot even talk about every time that we listen to Beatles. I'm like, it's just genius.
Yeah.
Because every 2 seconds I'm like, wow, they didn't just were like, yeah, we can just make a song and it's already has a good lyrics and we are already doing a good job, so we can just let it go and it's already good music. But they're like, no, every 2 seconds we can also add that, we can also make it better, we can also make it more interesting. And it's so you can feel it, how much effort and how much passion that they put into what they were doing. And every time we listen to Beatles, I'm like, it's I feel really completed. It's like it felt like it was a really complete song because for example, it had everything that you would expect or you wanted to hear from a music, a good harmonizing parts, a beautiful kind of voice color that the singer had, a beautiful arrangement, the complete like arrangement. I don't know, I feel every time I hear Beatles, I feel complete.
Yeah.
I've heard something that was completely perfect, and it had everything that I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. It's like very fulfilling to listen to, as if like you just fully like satisfied by listening to that, just even one song. Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like this arrangement in particular really from the very beginning moment had the sense of like relief, and then just basically all the hardships are behind and the sun is coming up and it's rising. I felt it also in the second version that we'll listen to, but I think it's kind of like unfair to judge like a live version to like a professionally like studio version, because obviously they had a lot of things to add to that just guitar intro. It was not just the guitar by itself, but for both of them it was just an instant like smile on your face once you hear that like major chord opening. But I was gonna say that in spite of like the chords being just somewhat limited, but we already talked about how like the arrangement works. But I think one of the features or the elements in this song particularly that makes it very interesting, it's how I feel like they changed the meter, the time signature at some points, especially when it was like sun, 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 here it comes. Like I feel like that changes that meter. The time signature is not the same as the one before that. So now I'm curious to go ahead and look at the full music, not just the chords, and see how they did that. I think that change really creates like freshness and really like a lot of movements to the song, even for like a short period of time that it had. Also, I had in my mind that this song is fully acoustic for some reason. I don't know why, but we heard synthesizers. So I take what I said in the first video back, that this song is fully acoustic. It was not, but it's still, we heard a lot of acoustic guitars, but the mixture of it with the more electronic, I think it created a very unique atmosphere. You could still like hear the warmness of the song, but at the same time like some electronics to help create unique soundscapes. So it does change quite a bit in the last part, and then it repeats. Obviously it starts with like 4/4, but then we go to 6/8 5/8 and 7/8 6/8 5/8 and 4/4. So that's I think that's the part that caught my attention. That is just like creates kind of like a very very short amount of time, creates such a momentum, I feel like, to this song. So that was very interesting. So I think this is the moment to choose or to announce what versions you guys, first of all, let us know in the comments, but we can also say which version we love the most. So you can go ahead first.
Well,
I can already know what you're gonna say.
No, it's a surprise, because
okay.
I thought that as I heard the Beatles and I heard this completeness and it had everything, I thought that yeah, it's an obvious choice. But then as it goes a little further, I was like, but the other one, it was such a different thing. First of all, each of them, I think, had an idea about how the sun feels. And the last one, the yesterday's version, was more like this peaceful moment that the sun just comes out and everything starts to get bright and you're just sitting, and it's just, the life hasn't started yet, and it's not like, oh, it's a sunny day and I'm about to do it's like a pure moment of an authentic moment of life and of the sun. And the whole, also the atmosphere that they made with the harmonizing and with the very beautiful and minimal instrument, like very less instrument that they made, it made such a momentum and such a unique, like, pure feeling. And then Beatles version is more like later that day, that sun's coming, and you know, like, but it's in the day, and you're going forward, or it's completely two different atmosphere. That's why I'm like, I cannot say that this is better or this is, because they were so, even though they were completely the same at some points, but they were so different. So I don't know how to decide. It's so hard. Okay, so during this time, I asked my sister to hear the yesterday's version one
it's
more
very
time.
serious.
And I have to, yeah, I have to say that yesterday was such a unique, complete atmosphere, that it's just feels so intimate and like in the moment. I don't know. It's just so unique here than just close your eyes from it and just say, yeah, the original is the best. So I think I have to go with the yesterday's version.
Same for me. Honestly, from the moment, from the moment we heard the few seconds of the Beatles song, I was like, oh, this is like a masterpiece. But just as you said, like, I gotta go with the second one. I feel like the atmosphere that they created. Also, like, I want to be a little fair and then mention that was a live performance, and at least for me, live performances always are more touching, even though they might not be as perfect as the studio version or as like professionally like mixed, and obviously you're more limited to do a bunch of stuff, but it's just always, I feel like there's just something in my brain that just triggers that hormone of like enjoyment and pleasure whenever I hear a live version. So I want to give them also that, but at the same time, as I said in yesterday's video, the arrangement, and it's just so close to how I feel and how I interpret the song, just purely acoustic moments, and then kind of slower tempo and so much intimate. As like, I feel like the other ones are kind of like more, as you said, it felt more like a performance, but this one was so intimate to me, like from everything, all the details that they had. So yeah, I also have to go with this one. So that was not what I had expected. Like when we first, when we first chose this, we were like, I think we were both like, oh, we're definitely gonna go with the Beatles, because we hadn't heard this version. So yeah, so I think that was ours. So let us know, guys, what you think and which one is your favorite in the comments. We would be so excited to also read your comments and know what you think. But thank you so much for following us through this contest as well. Don't forget about voting in our poll, link in the description. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a Buy Me Coffee link in the description, and we'll go back to our more normal videos or regular videos starting tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.